Well, welcome back to our second video on registers and counters. So in the previous video, we have looked into what are registers and how basically a register looks like and what are the different signals that are present in the registers and how basically you can place the flip-flops in order to form a register. In this video session, we'll look into how basically you can transfer the data between registers. So let us say that, for example, let us say that I have two registers. So let us say this is my register, first register. Let me name this register as register R1, and let me say this is my second register, and this is your register R2. For the study purpose, let us say that this register has some data. I don't mind what bit of data it has. It may be 8 bit, 16 bit, 4 bit, 1 bit, 2 bit, or anything. Let me say that my register R1 has some data. The data from the register R1 has to be transferred onto register R2. So in case if you want to transfer the data from register R1 to R2, it has to be connected. So let us say that my register R1 and R2 are connected so that I can transfer the data. In addition to that, I also know that when I say it's a register, my register should be having some clear input. My register should be having a load signal, and it should be having a common clock signal which is connected to both the registers and all these things. In fact, my clear is also connected to register R2 and my load signal has also been connected to register R2, which means that all the signals are synchronous signals which has to be connected to all the registers. After all this particular signals has been activated, let me say that initially what I'll be doing is I'll be activating the load signal and later I'll be giving the clock signal. So the data from the register R1 has to be transferred to the register R2. So if the data from the register R1 has to be transferred into R2, how do you actually do that? Because it's a common clock signal and it's all a common clear and load signal. So we'll have a detailed explanation regarding that in this particular circuit diagram what has been shown here. So let's get in detail. So for your reference, these are my first registers, okay? Whatever R1 I have drawn here, those registers are A1, A2, B1 and B2. So this is my first set of registers. Or let's say that this can be a flip-flop also. If you are having any confusions with respect to this, let us say that this is my register A, which is made up of two flip-flops, flip-flop A1 and A2, and this is my second register, flip-flop B1 and B2. So as of now, the data are present in this particular flip-flops. So you can say that register A is a 2-bit register and register B is also 2-bit register. Now what you are intending to do is, you are intending to transfer the data from this register to this register. You are intending to transfer the data from the first stage register to the second stage register. So this is your second stage register. So you can see here, again there is register Q, which is once again a 2-bit register, and this is once again made up of two flip-flops, which is flip-flop Q1 and flip-flop Q2. In addition to that, it will have all the signals. It will have chip enable signal, it will have data signals, and all the signals will be present in this particular flip-flops. Fine. So datas are already present here. So let me mark it. Okay, let me mark it. I am going to mark it. I am going to mark it with some dots here, saying that the data is already present here. So before you start transferring the data, the register which is present at the second stage or which is made up of flip-flop Q1 and Q2 should be cleared. Let's say it has to be cleared initially. So I'll be giving the clear signal so that these two flip-flops will be cleared. After these two flip-flops are cleared, I'll be activating the load signal. I'll be activating the load signal because you want those particular registers to accept the data, right? So you'll be activating the load signal, which means that you have chip enabled or you have enabled this particular register. After this particular registers are enabled, you go back to the first set of registers and you will activate the enable pin. You will activate the or you will make this enable input high. You will make this enable input high. Once you make this enable input high, please concentrate. Once you make this enable input high, these two tri-state buffers, the things what you can see here, which you have already studied, these are your tri-state buffers. So this buffer will get activated and this buffer will get activated until you gave enable signals. This tri-state buffers were turned off, which means that the data was available here. The data was available here because once the data is inside the flip-flop, the same data should be reflected at the output side, right? So the data was available here, but it couldn't move further because this tri-state buffer was off. So as soon as you give the enable input or as soon as you made the enable signal high, this tri-state buffer was turned on. Once this tri-state buffer was turned on, once this tri-state buffer was turned on, the data from this particular register, please concentrate, the data from this register moved on to the register that is placed here. From this register, it moved on to this register that is placed here. To which register it will be moving on? It will be moving on to register D1. After that, what you need to do is, you need to make the enable signal low. Please concentrate. After that, you need to make the enable signal low. Once you make the enable signal low, this tri-state buffer will be turned off, this tri-state buffer will be turned off, and this tri-state buffer will be on. Or this tri-state buffer will be on, these two tri-state buffers will be on. So that the data in the flip-flop B1 will be loaded to register D1 and from the flip-flop B2 it will be loaded into register D2. It is as simple as this one. So once all the signals are activated, you need to make your enable signal high. Once you make your enable signal high, the tri-state buffers of the flip-flop A1 and A2. So the tri-state buffers of A1 and A2 will be active or it will be turned on. Once these flip-flops are turned on or once these tri-state buffers are turned on, the data from the register A1 will go to register D1, that is from A1, it will go to flip-flop D1 and the data from the flip-flop A2 will go to register D2, which means that the data from this register and this register has been loaded to D1 and D2. In case if you make your enable signal low, tri-state buffers of the flip-flops B1 and B2 will be on, which will be sending the data to D1 and D2 respectively. So what was I bothered? I was bothered about the data present in this register and this register. I wanted the data from this register to be moved on to the register which is kept ahead of that. So what I did is, I added an enable signal so that this enable signal could facilitate the movement of the data from the first stage register to the second stage register. This is all it is to be done. Always what you can say is, sir, let us say that this block itself is not there. Let us say that I have only 2-bit register. So 2-bit registers already have the data. Let us make it simple. 2-bit registers already have the data. The data from this 2-bit registers has to be moved on to this registers. So what you will do? You will make enable signal high. Once you make the enable signal high, this tri-state buffer and this tri-state buffer will be on, moving the data from the flip-flop A1 and A2 or moving the data from register A to the register Q. What they have explained here is, they have explained you multiple registers and from the multiple registers how can you move the data. This is how you can transfer the data between the registers. So movement of the data between the registers cannot happen with respect to clock. With respect to clock, you can only load the data to the registers. If you are planning to move the data between the registers, it is not possible. You need to connect a tri-state buffer between two registers. So here you need to connect a tri-state buffer, and to this tri-state buffer you need to give an enable input. If the enable is on, data will move from one register to other register. If the enable is off, data will not move. This is how you actually transfer the data between the registers. As an advanced part of this, you can see here, this is an 8-bit register, Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4, Q5, Q6, Q7. So here you have an 8-bit register. You have an 8-bit register which is being fed with the data D1, D2, D7, D8, D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6, D7 and D8. So when you make the clock signal high, that is during the positive edge of the clock, the data from D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D6, D7, D8 will go to the flip-flop, or you can say that the data will go to the register. Once the data goes to the register, after the propagation time, the data is available here. But what you are intending is, you are intending to move the data to the next set of registers. You have one more register here. So that register is also ready to accept the data from the first set of registers. So if the data has to be moved from this register to this register, there should be a path existing. I have told you, right? There should be a path connected. So there is a path connected here. But this path what you have connected here is being controlled by you people. So if you want the data to be moved to the first set register to the second set register, you need to be making your enable active low. You should be making, because there's a bubble here, right? So you need to be giving 0 here. Once you give 0 here, the output of this will be 1. This 1 will enable this tri-state buffer, this one, and this one. So that the data what was present at the output of this particular flip-flop, or in turn I call it as a register, will flow to the next register. So if I call it as register R1, I can call this as register R2. Register R1 is made up of 8 flip-flops. Register R2 is also made up of 8 flip-flops. So normally the movement of the data or transfer of data between the registers is facilitated by connecting a tri-state buffer intermediate to two registers, and the tri-state buffer is controlled with the help of enable signal. It is not chip enable signal, it is enable signal. One signal which will be turning on the switches. So normally it will be like this. Your switch will be open. So by giving enable input, the switch will close. Once the switch closes, what should happen? Data should obviously go to the next register. In case if you want to move from this register to other register, you need to connect one more set of things. If you're asking me, sir, what if I don't connect a tri-state buffer here? Is it not possible to move the data? It is possible. If you don't connect a tri-state buffer here, data will directly move from this register to other register. That is, you give the data input, you activate the clock signal. As soon as the clock signal is given, the data will go here and it will be coming at the output side. As soon as it comes at the output side, the data will go to the next register. But again, what should happen here is, I should connect a separate clock. If you do not connect a enable signal here, you should connect a separate clock, because data has to be absorbed by the flip-flop, right? So, but this is another way of, or you are thinking in a different way. But normally you will be transferring the data between the register and register with the help of a tri-state buffer. This is your symbolic diagram, as I said you. So 8 data coming inside, 8 data going outside, and you can see an enable input, which was not seen. If you can refer previously, see here. This is your register, which never had an enable input. Yeah, chip enable was there, which never had an enable input. So whenever you can see enable input, it means that there are two set of registers. One set is here, one more set is here. You are actually planning to move the data from one register to other register. This is all about transferring the data between multiple registers and multiple register. So the registers what you can see here, this is an 8-bit register, this is an 8-bit register, this is an 8-bit register, and this is also an 8-bit register. The data from any one of these 8-bit registers, has to be loaded to one of this 8-bit register. This is also an 8-bit register and this is also an 8-bit register. The data from any one of these registers has to be loaded to this one. How is it actually done? How is it actually done? So first what you do is, as I said, there is a tri-state buffer which is connected here. Let us say that the data from register A has to be transferred to register G, okay? Data from register A has to be transferred to register G. These are parallel buses. These are parallel buses. Parallel buses means anybody can give the data here and anybody can absorb the data from here. That's what parallel buses normally means. So what you actually do is, first thing what you do is, you make your enable signal low. You make your enable signal low because there's a bubble here. Once you give the enable signal low here, the tri-state buffer what is connected after this, will be activated. After this is been activated here, the data is ready to go to the next register. But the data what is available after the tri-state buffer should be accepted by this register, right? So what I need to do is, I need to do my load G signal high. If you make this load G signal high, normally the data from enable or register A will be going to the register G. Is it okay? It will be going to register G. Suppose if you want the data from here, if you want the data from register A to move on to register H, what I need to do? I need to make LDH high. So data from this register will go to register H. Similarly, if you are planning to move the data from register B to register G, you need to make enable B low and you need to make any one of the signals high based on the register which has to be accepting the data. Now, how this particular signals are enabled? Those particular signals are enabled by using a decoder. Decoder in the sense what you know? It is something like if EF is 0 and 0, this will be enabled. This will be enabled. If E and F are 0 and 1, enable B will be enabled. If EF is 1 and 0, enable C will be enabled. If EF is 1 and 1, enable D will be enabled. Are you getting this? So we connected a decoder here. So this decoder actually decides from which register you actually want to send the data. So based on the output of this register, one of this tri-state buffers will be activated. So if EF is 0 and 0, tri-state buffer of register A will be activated, which means that register A is ready to give the data. If EF is 0, 1, tri-state buffer of register B will be activated or it will be turned on, which means that register B will be able to give the data. If EF is 1, 0, register C tri-state buffer will be on, which means that register C is ready to give the data. If EF is 1 and 1, register D tri-state buffer will be on, which means that it is ready to give the data. And it is also clear that none at a time two registers cannot be active, isn't it? At a time two registers can be active because it can be either 0 0 1 0 1 1 0 or 1 1, isn't it? So at a time one register can give the data, but who is going to accept the data, that you have to decide by activating the signals. You can either make LDG high or LDG H. For example, let us say that EF is 1 1, okay? Let us say that EF is 1 1. When EF is 1 1, register D data is ready to move. But to where is it ready to move? Let us say that you have made LDGH is equal to high. During that time, the data from register D will move to register H. So this also can be done. You can connect the data between multiple registers and multiple registers. You can have multiple registers at one end and you can have multiple registers at the other end. And you can choose from which register to which register the data has to go. And every register will have its own control signal. So based on the control signals, it will decide which register is giving the data and which register is accepting the data. So this is regarding your transfer of data between the registers. Thank you.